Trendsetter, high fashion, we
Let's talk about Flo Rida. So this one here, this is an interesting situation. So Flo Rida won 82 mil in a lawsuit. Flo Rida was suing he was suing the company Celsius that makes the energy drinks that he was promoting.
Have you ever tasted that shit?
No.
Me neither.
Nah, but you know, Flo Rida is a big deal worldwide. Flo Rida, he's a big deal.
Him and Pitbull and somebody else.
Yeah, these guys that I didn't see them as a big deal, but the world sees them as a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in that Latin community.
Exactly. And so Flo Rida, he and his group were suing Celsius, the energy drink company, for a breach of contract. So it looks like what happened was he took this case to court believing that he was owed 1% of ownership in the company. They had an agreement to where if they reached certain benchmarks, he was supposed to get incentives based on the benchmarks that they reached, which supposedly was supposed to total up to 1% of ownership in the company up to this point. Okay. Well, it looks like the numbers that they gave him, the value of the company wasn't exactly what they said it was. So it turns out that while he thought he was owed around 30,000, he was granted 82 million, and most of this is 250,000 shares in the company. Now, just for perspective, this reporters, they reported that the shares in this company were less than $1 in 2017 when they hit NASDAQ and were publicly traded. They were less than $1 before the deal with Flo Rida. Now today, those same shares are worth around $106 a piece. He was awarded $250,000 in addition to what he won in shares in the company. So I'm just here to ask you, what can we learn from the Flo Rida situation?
I think it's try to be on top of your business for real. Pay attention to what's really going on. Get people around you who you really trust to check on your business and read. Shit, reading is fundamental for real. Read for real and make sure that everything that they tell you is what's in black and white. You know what I'm saying? They got proof to back up everything you saying and shit like that. I mean, I think that's something that we lack as a people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that fuck us up in the end because here you got him asking for 35,000. Whole time they saying, nah, bro, you supposed to get 83 million.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge difference.
Yeah. Now imagine what it would have been like if this information didn't come out and he just got what it was he was asking for. 82 million is life-changing money. 30,000 is not.
I bet the company was wishing they could have settled with that nigga.
Yeah.
Way before, like, damn, I wish you could have settled. I'd have gave him $1 million.
Well, for the record, they don't agree with the ruling, of course.
Of course not.
They don't agree with the ruling, but what it looks like is they tried to hide money and tried to hide numbers when it came to the how profitable this company was.
Right.
And the timeline seems to reflect they were at their peak popularity when Flo Rida signed with them, when he actually made their campaign his own. So I agree with you. I think this should teach us that we gotta read, number one, especially when it comes down to these contracts. And he believed that he was going into business with a company that was good people, neighborly, is what he said. He believed that he didn't have nothing to worry about, and it turns out that he was wrong. And so,
but we always believe that. We wouldn't go into business with nobody that we thought we had to watch or keep an eye open for. You wouldn't go into business like that.
This shows you that you might have to keep an eye. You
for everybody.
Exactly.
For everybody,
you
of course.
Pay attention to everything because it turned out good for him, but it could have turned out not so good. He could have thought he had a victory, and if he would have only won the money that he was going for,
it was a huge L.
Yeah.
That was a huge L. And you probably couldn't have taken him back to court on the same shit.
Nah.
That would have been a huge L.
Yeah,
that's
now,
crazy.
Let's talk about a large company like this withholding numbers so that they can pay a partner or an employee less money.
I feel like that shit happen all the time. I think that's the politics of the big game business. You playing, a big business. Yeah, no matter what lane it is, energy drinks, motherfucking owning hotels, casino, anything it is, you always try. Even in trucking, bro, you got dispatchers out here. So you got brokers who say, hey, the Walmart warehouse want this load moved from Texas to Kansas. That's the broker saying.
Right.
I have a partnership with Walmart, so I'll pay you $6,000 to run this load for me. my dispatcher, if I got a dispatcher, my dispatcher will talk to that broker, see that load and say, all right, we'll do that for 5,000, and then call me and say, hey Tony, what you feel about taking this load from Texas to Kansas? It's a Walmart load. This the times it's running. This how much it weigh. They offering $3,500 for it,
so that they can keep what's on the top.
You see what I'm saying? But wait, I still gotta pay them 12%
of what you made.
Of what I'm making.
That's the game.
You feel? That's the game. It happened in all kind of. It happened all across the board.
And when we talk about big companies like this, these kinds of companies, they typically have a person in an office or sometimes a whole firm whose sole responsibility is to increase the profit margin, which specifically is the number that's the difference between how much money is going out, the cost of business, and how much money is coming in. And a lot of times we've seen them do some shady things in order to increase that profit margin, and this here is evidence of that. This looks like to avoid and to increase their profit margin, they falsified documents and numbers in order to pay employees less and increase the money that they got to keep that was coming in.
Bro, the top of these businesses, the top of these organizations be dirty, bro. I'm talking about dirty for real.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised the shit they do, the people they fuck over, all of that, just for $1 for real.
Hell yeah. Big business.